choice of taking on 2 tires at lap 166 when most everyone else got 4. It got him track position, and he's been able to hold it.
I was honestly, Mike, surprised that maybe more teams didn't try it, at least early in the race. So Darrell and I have been watching the scoring monitor. There's not a lot of give up. These guys had about 20 or 25 laps on their tires, and you know what? There's not a bigger gambler on pit road than Todd Parrott, the crew chief of that 17.
And we've been seeing this new tire that they've been running the last several weeks. It really is a very dependable, long-run tire. You don't have to have 4 fresh ones every time to go fast.
Martin Truex went past Tony Stewart, retook 14th position as Jimmy Johnson leads Jeff Burton by that same 1.3 seconds.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox, presented by Budweiser, is delivered by UPS. Log on to ups.com/racing to enter the UPS $100,000 trackside challenge.
Here's today's Build Ford Tough track facts. July 1969 was the first Cup race at Dover. Richard Petty the winner in a Ford. Today is the 31st race at Dover since it was concreted in 1995. Ford has 24 wins here, including at least 1 win in 5 of the last 6 seasons. Built Ford Tough.
That was a 300-miler. First 2 times we came here, there were 300-milers. Then they went to 500-milers, and now we're back to 400-milers.
New 5th place car, Kevin Harvick. Since we came back from break, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Burton, David Rudiman, Kyle Busch, Harvick, then Denny Hamlin and Matt Kenseth.
We just saw A.J. Allmendinger a second ago in that 43 car. He's still about a half a lap down to leader Jimmy Johnson. But remember, he's 1 lap down, got 1 of his laps back, but doing the wave around. Still out there just ever so much saying, guys, please, we need a caution right now.
David Reagan just made an unscheduled pit stop, and that'll leave Reagan 5 laps down. You're the bug on the bumper cam with Allmendinger there. And here's Jamie Mack and Jeff Gordon fighting for 12th place. Steve.
Mike, Jamie McMurray's had a pretty good race car until recently, running a lot of laps in the top 5, but his car has gone from loose to really loose. Matt.
An update on our pole sitter, Martin Truex Jr., currently running back in the 14th position. Work in progress for the drop of the game. Green flag. Early on, he was tight. Then he said it was bouncing through the center of the corner and tight on exit. They've made a number of adjustments. Air pressure every stop, track bar every stop. They made a wedge adjustment. Can't quite seem to find the balance that this New Jersey native has been looking for, but they're not giving up yet. Still working on this 56 machine.
Larry, you chase this racetrack all day long, and sometimes you're just not chasing in the right direction.
Well, it's easy to go the wrong way, and it's easy to jump the fence here. And that's what I've been hearing with a lot of these guys is they were a little bit tight. They freed the car up. They got it too loose now, and vice versa.
Steve, how about our race leader?
Chad Canals just said, tell me about your car, Jimmy. He said, hard to complain, really. I'm surprised the guys behind me are keeping pace. I'm running as hard as I can right now.
It's what I notice about the 48 car, guys, is no matter who is running second, if they start to chew into his lead just a little bit, nibble into that lead, Jimmy picks it up. So he's sitting there with some pretty good reserve, I'd say.
And the 2nd place car, Jeff Burton, Krista now 1.5 seconds back.
Well, Mike, they had gotten the car where they wanted it, so much so on the last pit stop they did not make any adjustments. But now Jeff is saying he does not have the rear grip that he had and needs from before.
Well, actually, I think this track is heated up quite a bit. And even though the concrete is not quite as temperature sensitive as the asphalt, the sun has popped out. And I think if you were a little bit loose, you're maybe looser now.
Did you see Montoya coming off turn 4? You talk about loose. That's the definition of loose right there.
One of the things, if you look at our racetrack, look how black it is. Look how dark it is. That's a layer of rubber. And what happens is the sun really makes that rubber get hot and slick. And that's where your grip goes. And the guy that's got the shock package, spring package, all that, figured out for this kind of condition is the guy that's going to be going on to the bank. 48's obviously got
Car in the wall, turn 3, and
47.
again, it's the 47.
And that will bring the caution, which is obviously the caution that A.J. Allmendinger, the 43 car, was looking for.
Deja vu all over again for Marcus Ambrose.
Another right front. Most time that's a camber issue.
Go to the garage and get it fixed.
Third car in line.
Just see him take off up the hill.
The exact same spot as earlier.
So this will be the third caution flag of the day. Just to review the free pass situation, caution one, there was no free pass because it would have been Sam Hornish, but he was the car that brought out the caution, so no free pass. It was Carl Edwards on the last one, and this time it is A.J. Allmendinger who fought Ryan Newman so hard to get in the free pass position. Allmendinger will get back on the lead lap. Ambrose will go to the garage.
And I think another car that was probably glad to see that caution, Darrell and I just had talked about it. Matt Kenseth with just changing those right side tires. I think that long of a green flag run, they were starting to pay the price just a little bit.
Pit road's open. The pace car has them in turn 3. The very first pit stall this week was chosen by David Rudiman's team. Rudiman is going to come in third. And as he comes to pit road, Dick Berggren's waiting on him.
And the only changes they're going to make to this car, Mike, are to put 4 tires on and a load of fuel. Rudiman says the car is very good, except early in the run with low tire pressure, the splitter is bouncing off the racetrack. Krista.
Jeff Burton told Todd Berrier it's definitely not turning as well as it was earlier in the race. The plan to free it up just a little bit with air pressure. Steve?
No adjustments for Jimmy Johnson. Krista, Chad Canals, the crew chief, saying 4 tires, nice and smooth, boys, nice and smooth. Matt.
The first stop for Kyle Busch, they made a wedge adjustment. Second stop, track bar, going to go another chassis adjustment again across the back for Kyle Busch, trying to get this race car to tighten up. Just absolutely no forward bite, no grip on exit. He's away.
Tell you what, that 31 crew, Todd Berrier, that group almost beat that 48 car on that pit stop.
Jimmy Johnson by inches in the race off pit road. See just how close it was at the line with 226 laps complete in the Autism Speaks 400 presented by Hershey's Milk and Milkshakes.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox, presented by Budweiser, is sponsored by Nationwide Insurance. Call or visit us online for a quote today. By new Pennzoil Ultra with hyper-cleansing technology. And by Budweiser, the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. Budweiser, it's what we do.
It's Presidential Visit Day at Dover. Earlier, Ed Gorin, president of Fox Sports, was with us, and now we're joined by NASCAR president Mike Helton.
Hey guys.
Welcome.
Mike, you know, it was a great day this past weekend. May the 11th, we opened up the Hall of Fame. What a great honor for our sport to have our own Hall of Fame. And you're a future Hall of Famer.
Well, I don't know about that, but I got to tell you, you're right. Tuesday, sitting there during the opening day ceremonies, and then later that day, I watched the rebroadcast of Speed's 3-hour coverage of that, and it was just incredible to absorb the history that we're watching unfold of being able to tell our history and our heritage. And, you know, less than 38 years from now, we'll be celebrating our 100th anniversary, and that opening and this week's ceremonies will certainly be a big landmark in that 100th year.
Well, that was May the 11th, and it'll be May the 23rd, but a big day for NASCAR, May the 21st, next Friday, something that's become a huge annual event.
It has, and this is our 6th annual NASCAR Day. It's next Friday the 21st, and over that 6-year period, NASCAR fans have bought $5 pins and raised over $8 million. Wow. And so this year you can go to Office Depot or Bass Pro Shop, NASCAR.com/NASCAR Day, and get all the information and support it one more time.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. We're about to go racing.
Giddy up.
All right, back to work.
Like I say, boogity, boogity, boogity.
Thank you.
Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Burton, Kyle Busch, David Rudiman, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Biffle, Kenseth, Logano, Boyer. That's your top 10 on this restart. A.J. Allmendinger got the free pass. He's back on the lead lap. One of 20 cars, or excuse me, 17 cars on the lead lap as we go to green.
Boy, Burton just did not go at all. He almost got run over from behind. He just couldn't get up to speed. Not sure what his problem was.
Jeff Burton falls in line in 4th behind Johnson, Kyle Busch, and Harvick. Burton coming back on the inside, looking for 3rd. Kyle Busch had a look for the lead. That didn't happen.
Mike, that's no big deal, except that's the kind of things that has been biting this 31 car. The little mistakes, you know, in the pits or commitment cone line violations, beating on pit road, and now that was a terrible restart.
But now Burton is up for third, and Biffle is coming.